In 2018, a bunch of super hardworking people came together with extreme passion, lots of faith, and they wanted to make a film about a hero, Major Sandipuni Krishnan. Major Sandipuni Krishnan made the supreme sacrifice on the 26/11 Mumbai attacks and in Bombay, and it's not the way he died, but the way he lived that has inspired Mr. Advisesh, which has driven him to write the script and act in the film. So, welcome Advisesh to the major roundtable. He had a dream, all of us had a dream, but dreams need wings. And I think when Sesh and I went and spoke to Namrata Garu from GMB Entertainment, they gave us the wings. They've been a huge pillar of support and strength for us throughout the journey of making this film and even now. And I would really, really like to thank you, Mahesh sir, for doing everything that you've done for the film, both on screen and off the screen. And of course, Sony Pictures, who have helped us to take this film to the next level. Welcome, Mahesh sir, to the round table. We also have a silent bomb, who is also very aggressive when it comes to the action sequences, but he has a strong hold on emotions as well. He can make you cry, he can make you get goosebumps. So Shashi, the director of the film, is here. Welcome to this round table. We also have a couple of amazing performers in the film. Of course, Major has a great ensemble of amazing actors, but specifically two of them, Sai and Shobita here. One of the most important things in the 26/11 Mumbai attacks was the hostages. They've displayed great bravery, courage, fear, pain, and it was a very important dimension to the film. And all this was absorbed, distilled, and played by Shobita, our very own pan-Indian Telugu actor who's going places. Shobita, welcome to this. And of course, we have the wonderful Sai Manjurekar. You're a little sick today, but thanks for making it. So, Major Sandeep had a wonderful life. He had a crush from the school, and that he eventually got married to. It's a role that has multiple dimensions, sparring 10-15 years, and wonderfully played by Sai. Very mature, yet very bubbly when it needed to be. So I welcome all of you to this major roundtable. It will be a very freewheeling chat between all of us, and we'll just talk and chat about the film and what we can get.
I came for a freewheeling chat, but then you gave such a formal introduction that I'm like, oh, bloody hell.
Introduction is formal. That's the only thing I have.
This is the Academy Awards. We need to like.
So, sir, Mahesh sir, how's life, sir?
Doing great.
So, first of all, congratulations on your blockbuster Sarkar Partner.
Thank you.
We're all extremely happy. I think our excitement of Major just doubled with the success of our film.
It's a little bit of a homecoming pride. I genuinely, I'm saying this not because the camera's on, but I felt it even when I messaged you. I think it's one of my favorite performances of yours. Probably my favorite since Poki. So I genuinely felt that. So congratulations, sir. And
Thank you.
I'm glad it went really well.
And I think all of us here on the table, sir, you're of course a superstar, and probably all of our experience put together is as good as yours. But can you all share your journey in a minute on how you're here? I think you've all reached a certain point.
You start?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
So that the ugly voice is over with?
No, the youngest one. The youngest one.
Easy to edit that way.
Okay. In life or in the movie, how I got
journey
here?
till Major.
Oh, I remember the first time I ever heard Major, I was with mom. And I'm not an easy crier. I don't cry a lot, is what I say normally. And my mom cries really fast. Both of us were crying the same amount when Sesh came and narrated the movie. And I think that's when I knew that I wanted to do this. And the character had so much to do. And after Dabang, I had not explored myself as an actor that much. And I felt like that gave me the opportunity to do that. And that's how I got here.
Wonderful.
Eloquent.
Eloquent, yeah.
Okay, actually, she made me feel good. So.
Shashi, how about your journey? Very
For
good.
me, Major was never. I knew Sesh always wanted to tell the story, but I never. For 10 years, I've known him. For 12 years, in fact, and he's been dreaming of making this film. And even during Gudachari, he was wanting to make this happen. And a little later, after the release of the film, he said, Shashi, the project is mounted and it's about to take off. Oh, good for you. గుడ్ కాదు, నువ్వు డైరెక్ట్ చేయాలి అంటే నేను చేయటం మనం అనుకున్నాం కదా. తర్వాత కొంచెం బ్రేక్ తీసుకుందాం, ఒకరి నుంచి ఒకరికి అనుకున్నాం కదా అన్న పేరు లేదు
బేసిక్గా దుబ్బే అన్నాడు బ్రో.
నెక్స్ట్ పాయింట్, సార్ మీతో పని చేశాక ఎందుకు ఇమీడియట్లీ మళ్ళీ పని చేయొద్దు అనుకుంటారు? ఇస్ ఇట్ బికాస్ యూర్ హార్డ్ వర్కింగ్ ఆర్ ఐ మీన్ హౌ డు యూ టేక్ ఇట్?
I remember we were at the Gudachari audio launch and one of the producers said, "We're calling Sesh torture star." Being very honest, I think it has a little bit to do with insecurity. I saw a couple of failures early on in life, and it was very important to me. I don't come from a film background, and if I fall, I always got the sense that there's nobody really to pick me up. So you have this sense that you're on your own. So all you've got is your hands and your mind and your heart. So you do your best. You
and talent, obviously.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So Shobita, same question. Your journey from Vizag to
Oh, that's a
Venice.
TED talk. That's not
Vizag to
around.
Hollywood.
It's been great.
Talk in Telugu, na, please.
Telugulo.
Actually, నేను పుట్టింది యాక్సెంట్ లేదు నా తెలిసి. నేను పుట్టింది తెనాలిలో, దట్స్ మై మమ్ సైడ్, అండ్ నేను పెరిగింది వైజాగ్లో, స్కూలింగ్ అంతా అక్కడే. దాని తర్వాత ఐ మూవ్ టు ముంబై ఫర్ మై కాలేజ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్, అండ్ దాని తర్వాత ఐ ఎన్రోల్డ్ ఇన్ మాస్టర్స్ ఇన్ లా, అండ్ ఏంటో ఐ జస్ట్ ఫెల్ట్ లైక్ నేను మిస్ ఇండియాలో టేక్ పార్ట్ చేశాను, అండ్ ఐ వన్ దట్ ఇయర్. అండ్ నాకు ఒక క్యూరియాసిటీ ఉండేది దట్ ఓకే ఐ వాంట్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లోర్, ఐ డోంట్ నో దిస్ మచ్, బట్ సంథింగ్ అబౌట్ ద ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ ఇండస్ట్రీ నాకు ఒక క్యూరియాసిటీ ఉండేది. ఆల్దో ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ అ ప్లాన్ యాజ్ సచ్. ఐ ట్రైడ్ మై హ్యాండ్ అట్ మోడలింగ్, అది నాకు చాలా తృప్తి అనిపించలేదు, అండ్ ఐ డిస్కవర్డ్ యాక్టింగ్ త్రూ ఆడిషన్స్ అండ్ ఐ ఫెల్ ఇన్ లవ్ విత్ ఇట్. అండ్ మై ఫస్ట్ ఫిల్మ్ నాకు రమన్ రాఘవ్ అని అనురాగ్ కశ్యప్తో నాకు వచ్చిన ఫస్ట్ ఫిల్మ్, అండ్ అది నాకు చాలా మంచి ఇట్ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్డ్ మీ టు సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ పిక్ అప్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ దట్ మూవ్ మీ, దట్ మీన్స్ సంథింగ్ టు మీ ఆ జర్నీలో. అండ్ ఇన్ఫ్యాక్ట్ నా ఫస్ట్ మూవీ అయిన సంవత్సరానికి ఐ హ్యాపెన్ టు స్పీక్ టు సేష్, అండ్ గూఢచారి సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఫెల్ ఇన్ టు ప్లేస్. అండ్ ఆ మూవీ చేస్తున్న టైంలో ఐ సా సేష్ obsess over Sandeep Unnikrishnan. He was just a person that he was just tripping on, and there was no context, and I was like, oh, good for you.
good for you.
Kani dan tarvata I think to see the project come together and to find the opportunity to be a part of it. Ante oka Telugumma ayundi oka Telugulo movie cheyadamlo there is immense pleasure, and there is my parents enjoy it far more, so I feel good about it. And obviously it's a story of the human spirit, not so much about, and he's actually somebody from Kerala. He's been through a bunch of places through the country, so I don't think he's really rooted to one place as much as his feet are on the ground. It's like one foot in the clouds and one foot on the ground. He lived his life like that, and it's a privilege to play someone like Pramoda. So that's been my journey. I treasure it.
సార్ మీరు మేజర్ సినిమా చూసారు, వాట్ వాజ్ యువర్ రియాక్షన్ అనాలా? అంటే చాలా హౌ డు యూ ఫీల్? అంటే చాలా రొటీన్ గా ఉంటుంది కానీ
like I said, first I have to thank you and Anurag. ఎందుకంటే when you all came up to Namta and said Sesh has this idea of major, and so I admired their work before. I loved Gudachari. It was with just immense respect, and I didn't think even రెండో ఆలోచన కూడా లేదు, నువ్వు చెప్పంగానే ఓకే చేసేద్దాం, because I think it's probably the first time that I'm associated with a film where I'm not acting.
Correct.
So I don't know why I felt good about it so instantly. And after that, when I knew it was a film on Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan, I felt really happy because I knew they were going to do justice for the film. But then I never really sat with them for discussions. I didn't know what was happening. You know it. I mean, you were sitting and talking to Namta, I think, more than anything else. So he met me when the trailer and the promo was ready, I think. It was somewhere before the second lockdown, if I'm not.
అవును సార్ యాక్చువల్గా మనం ఫస్ట్
This was in March.
Yeah,
if I'm- yeah.
that discussion అయింది సార్.
So that's when he showed me the trailer of the film. I think the teaser. it
Teaser,
was.
teaser,
Yeah. That's when I knew that, we were making something really nice. And I was really happy. And then we all went into a lockdown again. And so then I was immersed with my own film. I really didn't know what was happening with you all. So everything was getting delayed for all of us. And then, so when I saw the film for the first time, so I knew you guys were making it. But then at the same time, I was a little nervous because it's a very responsible film, what we were making. So it's a biopic. It's a very important film, what we were making. At the same time, we need to entertain the people. So that was my only, I was a little, because this is the first time I'm watching the film. So. And then I saw the film. And I was amazed, first of all, in the kind of budgets you all had to make a film like that. It blew my mind. The responsibility was there. Making a biopic is not easy. And really, hats off to these guys, the girls.
I think one of the biggest pressure mark.
అమ్మాయిల గురించి మాట్లాడుతుంటే ఇంటర్ఫియర్ అవుతుంది. వాళ్ళ గురించి మాట్లాడాలి. So I thought they were really amazing. They were in character and everything was looking perfect in the film. And especially the last half an hour of the film. I have to again speak about that film because that's when something clicks in your mind that yes, they got it right. And that's when I came out, sat. I walked out, by the way, without saying anything to this guy. I don't know what was happening in his head. Because after the film got over, I just walked out silently. And these guys came after 5 minutes, I think. So I sat quietly and I said, then I shook his hand. I said, you all made a good film. And then I think that's when he felt really good. So yeah, so making a film like that is not easy. So, making a biopic, you have to be true to it and you have to entertain your audience. So I think that's where they pulled it off. I sincerely wish Revati Garu and Prakash Raj also were sitting here. Because I think once when Sesh was sitting there showing me the promo, he just told me that this is the story of the mother and the father. This is not my story. This is their story. This is Revati Garu and Prakash Raj's story. So when I saw the film, it felt like that. When your heart goes out for them. And I thought they were absolutely brilliant in the film. They were just absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I think
Actually,
it's their story, actually.
Yeah.
It's like the screen time might not be much, but actually it's their story. And if the audience connect to that, that hits your heart.
Correct.
And even when he launched the trailer, like when he said that when they were performing, he had tears in his eyes. He was absolutely right because there were moments when I was watching it, the throat just gets dry when you see it. Because I think that's the core point of the story.
A part of the reason that happened, I think, is also because we heard of all of Major Sandeep's life initially from Uncle and Auntie. I call her Amma now. And it just naturally, organically lent itself to this idea that the way they told us the story, we wanted them to tell the world. And that's how it just ended up becoming that same idea. And so many lines in the film are literally Telugu translations or Hindi translations of what Uncle told me in English. ఒక మూమెంట్లో ఆయనకు అంత దేశభక్త అని నేను మేజర్ సందీప్ గురించి అడిగితే దేశభక్త అని అడిగారు. లిసన్, బార్డర్లో ఆర్మీ ఎలా ఫైట్ చేయాలి, ఇండియా క్రికెట్ మ్యాచ్ ఎలా గెలవాలి, ఇవన్నీ అందరికీ ఉంటాయి, అందరికీ దేశభక్తి ఉంటుంది. మై సన్ వాజ్ బియాండ్ దట్. He thought soldiers are the ones who protect these people who have deshbhakti.
Yeah.
So all minchindi adi. So that became the entire drive for the teaser's dialogues. This word-to-word conversation became the teaser. And అందులో వచ్చిన question, what does it mean to be a soldier anadi, that answer became Jaan Dunga Deshni. The idea that you can take everything from me, you can take my last breath, you can take my energy, you can take everything from me, but no matter what, the country stays, the country is safe, the fabric of the country remains. That Major Sandeep lived his life in that philosophy from when he was a child. he wanted to be in the Navy originally. They rejected him because of his eyesight. కళ్ళద్దాలు ఉన్నాయి. సో ఇమీడియట్లీ హీడ్ అప్లై టు ది ఆర్మీ. ఇదంతా కూడా అంకుల్ అండ్ ఆంటీకి తెలియకుండా అనమాట. సో దిస్ మ్యాన్ అండ్ హీ జోక్ విత్ దమ్, నాకు తొందరగా పెళ్లి చేసే మళ్ళీ ఎప్పుడు ఉంటాను తెలియదు. దట్స్ ద కైండ్ ఆఫ్ జోక్స్ హీ వుడ్ క్రాక్. అండ్ వీ హ్యావ్ దిస్ లవ్లీ పర్స్ థింగ్ ఇన్ ద ఫిల్మ్ that came from auntie's real experience, except it was with her cold cream box. Cold cream box manaki ardham kaapodhu jewelry perspective.
We changed it to jewelry.
But cold cream box pratisari whenever Major Sandeep would be visiting, it would go missing. And auntie ki ardhamedi kadu. And after he was gone, ఆయన belongings anni army vallu intiki techaru, and she found like 10 boxes. Ultimately this film is about how he lived.
Exactly, yeah.
I think it's what's most amazing to me is that ordinary people, when they're put in extraordinary situations, how they react, makes them immortal or not. So I think like Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan was like anybody else, but oka crisis vachinappudu aa crisis lo the capacity, the human capacity to be selfless, that's extraordinary. Adi it's not an instinct that's very natural to most. Adi నాకు చాలా, I find it amazing, and that's why he must be celebrated so much.
The way people just started coming together on this film. అంటే sir, I'll openly say it, మీరు నమ్రత గారు, you trusted us before we told you a script. ఎందుకంటే మా కళలో ప్యాషన్ కానివ్వండి, మాటల్లో ఫీలింగ్ కానివ్వండి, నమ్మారు. అనురాగ్ శరత్ ట్రస్టెడ్ మీ బిఫోర్ ఐ ఫినిష్డ్ మై సెంటెన్స్. అండ్ దెన్ Sony came on board and announced the project before they'd heard a script, which they've never done. They've never done that before. All of this because it's just some faith in how we are thinking about this.
When you believe in something, the universe conspires to make it happen. That's always the thing which I believe.
For me, the biggest lock was parents ni ela. The idea that you need somebody Hindilo baga telsi manishi, Telugulo baga telsi manishi, and somebody can carry that weight. And then Revati garu, when she started acting on set, that expression that connected me, you mentioning it to me cinema chusin tarvata.
Yeah, there's that one expression of hers. Oh,
In the climax.
it was phenomenal. I mean, that's what I keep mentioning it to him, because I mean, I have to.
నాకు మానిటర్ చూసి వచ్చింది ఆ షాట్ కి. తర్వాత
I think Sage mentioned it to you. You must have, because that expression of hers was. I can't explain it. It just.
And it's very difficult emotion.
When you see that expression, you forget yourself. Where your consciousness just comes out and just it connects with that expression. So very few actors can do that, and I think very few emotions can do that. So those are the things which happen when I see it. Very rarely it's happened to me, and so those are moments. Those are great moments to be there in a film.
సార్కి ఫోన్ చేసిన ఎన్నో టెన్షన్ కాన్వర్జేషన్లో ఒక మూమెంట్లో, దిస్ ఇస్ ఆఫ్టర్ ద సెకండ్ లాక్డౌన్ సార్, ఒక మూమెంట్లో ఫోన్ చేసి, సార్ ఇది సోనీ వాళ్ళు ఓటీటీ అనుకోవచ్చేమో నాకు భయంగా ఉంది. సోనీ వాళ్ళు అనలే పాపం, ఓటీటీ అనుకోవచ్చేమో నాకు భయంగా ఉంది అంటే, నో క్వశ్చన్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్, దిస్ ఇస్ అ థియేట్రికల్ ఫిల్మ్ అని సార్ నాతో అన్నారు. గుర్తుంది లేదు. అది అనగానే యూ గెట్ దట్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ because you're like, okay, this has been a big screen experience designed for the big screen. So what, late ga vachina bullet digali kada. So
Three dialogue chesaడు.
Sir, marketing kada vachindi. So it was just this idea that we are going for the big screen. And the funny thing is, in one moment when we'd announced Major for July 2nd after the second lockdown, or before the second lockdown, Shersha got announced for July 2nd. So we're like, what's going on? And then
అదే అప్పుడు నీకు తెలియదు ఏంటంటే ఇంకొక వేవ్ కూడా వచ్చింది. అప్పుడు నేను వీళ్ళందరూ ఫోన్ చేశాను, అసలు శేష్ని రిలీజ్ డేట్లో అనౌన్స్ చేద్దాం చెప్పినామా, రిలీజ్ డేట్లు చెప్తుంటే కోవిడ్ లెవెల్ వస్తున్నాయి.
చాలా సేఫ్ గా మీ సినిమా ఎంత పెట్టుకున్నాం షాడోలో.
సో అండ్ వాళ్ళు చివరికి ఆ కోవిడ్ వల్లనే వాళ్ళు ఓటీటీ అని అనేస్తారు. బట్ ఎక్కడో క్యాప్టెన్ బత్రా స్టోరీ అనే కానీ వెదర్ ఇట్స్ మేజర్ సందీప్ కృష్ణ, ఇలాంటి స్టోరీస్ దే ఆర్ మెంట్ ఫర్ ద బిగ్ స్క్రీన్. వీ బిలీవ్ ఇన్ ద బిగ్ స్క్రీన్. అండ్ నేను శశితో ఉన్నా ఒకసారి చిన్నప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ టైం శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వర థియేటర్లో భాషా సినిమా చూసాను. భాషా సినిమా చూసినప్పుడు రజనీకాంత్ అండ్ సన్ గ్లాసెస్ తీస్తారు. తీసి I was like, oh, I was a kid, I was just like, oh, I totally want to be this guy. So there was this sense that whatever inspired us all to just make cinema in general, it doesn't make sense without the big screen. So that's that iron will to hold on to it for theaters, and then to get Mahesh sir's support saying no matter what, we're going for theaters. And then Sony actually saying we're a theatrical company. ఈ మూడోలా కలిసి రావడం సార్ అన్నట్టు ప్రకృతి కలిసి వచ్చింది.
అంటే ఎప్పుడు షార్ట్ శేష్ కథ చెప్పినప్పుడు ఎప్పుడు షార్ట్ చూసినా అది ఒక 70 mm మీద కనిపించేది, కానీ నాకు చిన్న తెర మీద ఎప్పుడు ఐ కెన్ నెవర్ ఇమాజిన్ దట్ అది ఎప్పుడు పెద్దగా కనిపించాలి అండ్ గ్రాండ్యూర్ ఉండాలి అనేది చూసాం.
It's common sense. When you're making films for the TV, there's a way of making for it.
Correct.
When you're making for the big screen, they've made it for the big screen, so you can't release it on OTT. So it's not meant to be on OTT. There's just common sense there.
నైజాం గురించి ఒక ప్రామిస్ చెప్పారు నాకు, అది నేను రేజ్ అయిపోయా అక్కడి నుంచి అసలు మాట తీరు, ఆలోచన తీరు అవన్నీ మారిపోయాయి అనమాట నాకు నైజాం గురించి. సో దట్ ఆల్సో హ్యాపెండ్ ఇన్ అ వెరీ వెరీ నైస్ వే.
And I think Sai and Shobita, I think both of your characters were very, very intense. More than the screen time, I think మీరు సినిమాలోని హాస్టేజ్ ఎమోషన్ మొత్తం తీసుకుని మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుని మీకున్న టైంలో మీరు చెప్పడం కానీ, ఫర్ యూ టు బీ సచ్ ప్రాబ్లీ ద యంగెస్ట్ పర్సన్ ఆఫ్ our team, but playing Major Sandeep's wife, displaying those very subtle emotions which you did, in the couple of scenes. How did you get into the character, both of you? Like, what did it take for you to do what you did?
When I was playing a 16-year-old, it didn't take anything. I was just myself. I mean, I'll sound like it now. But I feel like for the older portions, I remember me being me on set and Sage being like, zone. And I was like, what's the zone he's talking about? Let's try and see what it is. And then I think, because he kept saying, let's go into the zone. And I was like, let me see what zone is. Figure out what zone is.
ఏంటి జోన్ ఏంటి చెప్పచ్చు కదా జోన్
ఆ అమ్మాయి ఇన్స్టా ఫోటో అంటుండే సార్.
In my quest to find this zone that he was talking about, it just like happened.
How did you dub in Telugu? How was that experience?
జోన్
No, I'm not kidding. There was a mention of the zone even while there was, no?
Zone.
Yeah, but the dubbing in Telugu was actually that's what's done this to me. No, I'm kidding. But it was really fun. It was taxing. I didn't know what I was saying, but I was saying it. And then eventually I figured out what I was saying. By the end of the dubbing, I knew exactly what I was saying. Now if you wake me up in the middle of the night and ask me to say my dialogues from Major, I'll say them like I know them forever. So I think, no, but it was,
so that's the zone.
I think that's one thing. It's really a point of pride, and I have to thank Shashi on this. It's a real point of pride that every actor in this film, Prakash Raj sir, Revati ma'am, myself, Shobita, Sai, Murli Sharma garu, Anish, every actor, character, lead, they dubbed for themselves in Telugu. They dubbed for themselves in Hindi, no matter how long it took. Prakash Raj garu dubbed for 12 days. For this film.
Really? Prakash Raj for 12 days?
Yeah.
I need to call the guy now. 12 days?
So,
Okay.
He was really in the zone.
He was in the zone.
He was in the zone.
So I think that comes again from that spirit we're speaking. And Sai, she probably dubbed for this film for as long as she shot for this film.
yeah.
So how did you get into the character? How was the journey for you as an actor, purely?
I feel like certain things like comedy, horror, a character like this, they will land only when there is spontaneity. And I mean, if I were to play it like I choreographed it beforehand, ante నేను ఇలా చేస్తా, ఈ బాడీ లాంగ్వేజ్ ఉంటుందని, then I think it becomes very contained, very clear. కానీ భయం వేసినప్పుడు నాకు ఒకసారి అలా రియాక్ట్ అవుతానో నాకే తెలియదు. I may scream, I may withdraw. So I think I had to leave that space to find it, our instincts. And I mean, వీటికి రెఫరెన్స్ పాయింట్ ఉండదు. I could only imagine, and because it's a real person, ఎవరి మీద అయితే ఈ క్యారెక్టర్ బేస్ అయిందో, I had to be sensitive and responsible such that there is no streak of pretense. నా తరపు నుంచి that was the thing that I knew, that I